Meanwhile, back at the ranch, all right, something's missing here. I'm missing. Okay, so look at this cool stuff. Where's my webcam? Okay, there's that. All right, I guess I'm supposed to be on here somewhere. Okay, but as long as y'all can hear me, that's cool. Alrighty. For some crazy reason, I don't know, why isn't my webcam on there? Let's find out why. All right. See, not that, not that, not that, not that. All right, something weird going on. I don't know why, but my camera isn't showing up on there. I don't know, for some crazy reason. Okay, there's the window capture. There's way code capture. It's there. It's there. Okay, you're supposed to be there. Well, I guess we're just going to have to live without it. Okay. And that's just strange because normally this program has been pretty reliable. But you notice over the last couple times that I've used it, it's been doing some quirky stuff. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my video camera isn't showing up because I know it's working. So how's everybody out there been doing tonight? How's it going? You know who I am. Of course, I'm, that Dr. Freedom guy. And let's see. Okay, you're not there. You're not there. Okay. Now, why aren't you there? That's just a little bit perturbing. Because the camera's on. I'm looking right at it. But, yeah, it could be sunspot activity. It could be the end of the universe. It could be, I don't know, Windows being a pain. I swear, if they ever wanted to take out the Cybermen, all they got to do is upload, like, DOS or Windows to them. Especially the older ones, like Windows for Workgroups. That would wipe out the whole collective right there, Just like the Borg. I don't know why they just didn't give them the Stone Temple virus or whatever. Let them contemplate that for a couple thousand years. But as long as you can see the headlines, that's okay. But normally, yeah, I'm on this thing. I'm supposed to be appearing up there in the corner. Yet for some crazy reason, I am not. I'm going to give this one more shot. We're going to get started on the news. Okay, so let's remove this. Okay, let's add a video capture device. All right, no, not that. Let's set another source. Display, no, we don't do that. Now, video capture should be here. Okay, add source. Video capture device, add source. That's okay. Now see, now it looks like it's working. All right, hang on. So we've almost got it. Hang on. Now, why isn't that coming up? Weird stuff going on. All right, hang on a sec. I hate it when this thing does this. Okay, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. That's fine. Okay. All right, hit okay. All right. Could figure that. Okay. All right, it could be a billion things. It's probably just something minor. But for some crazy reason, my camera won't show up, and I have no idea why. All right, so let's just get to the news, shall we? As long as you can see that, we're fine. As you can see from the top article today, Jodie Whittaker is apparently, not ready to let go of Doctor Who quite yet. Now, what they're quoting right here is what she said down here. So the good thing now is being announced that these are my last episodes that I'm shooting doesn't mean I have to let go yet. And, so that's basically what she's saying is, look, it's not quite over yet. Plus there's going to be some things getting tackled here and there because you got to remember, they had no idea they were doing a centenary special till just a couple of weeks ago. So scripts have to be written, things got to be set up. So who knows? It's going to be weird stuff going on in Doctor Who land. Okay. Tackling a timey-wimey virus in Doctor Who, The Edge of Reality. There may or may not be answers to questions that have been asked for years. Now, while many of us know about Doctor Who TV show, the franchise has had a lot of optional lore and storytelling through other mediums. They go on to that. Next up, they're going to have Doctor Who, The Edge of Reality, which is going to be arriving on the 14th of October, and that's another game with a history, a former game called The Edge of Time, which was previously released on VR platforms. It now comes to Switch and other flat-screen platforms with a new name and apparently an overhauled and greatly expanded story. Gameplay's been shaken up too, of course, so the new iteration could potentially feel very different to the original. So they're popping this back out there, and apparently it's going to go in some directions, that people may freak out on. Now, we've all had arguments over canon, what's not. Me, personally, canon, that's something you shoot yourself in the foot with when you try to argue about it, especially in fiction. So there's no point in going on about it. Just keep in mind that Edge of Reality will be out October 14th. Okay, the Worlds of Wonder exhibit will tour the UK. And that's Dr. Worlds of Wonder, where science meets fiction, will be touring the UK from the May of 2022 with further international tours being planned. So, ready to learn about the science behind Doctor Who, BBC Studios and Sarner International today announced a brand new exhibition, Doctor Who Worlds of Wonder. The exhibit will explore the science behind Doctor Who and will give fans a chance to experience the Doctor's adventures from a scientific perspective. Good luck on that. Because as much as some of us may grasp technology, there's things going on in Doctor Who that make any quantum physicist want to rip his own hair out or do drastic things that'll make him look like Einstein. But, come on, look at the whole basis. You have, well, then again, Star Trek did the same thing with the Romulans with artificial quantum singularity, which means essentially the Romulan warbirds are powered by an artificial black hole, whereas the TARDIS apparently has an actual black hole in it or something like that. So, kind of makes those things crazy, but it's fun, that they're going to be doing this, it's going to be out there. Wow. Are those yoga pants? Oh, I mean, just kind of nice that they're doing this for Doctor Who, because they haven't really been promoting it enough over the last couple of years. Okay, Jodie Whittaker will be joining Timothe Chalamet, or whatever that is, and more on the Graham Norton sofa. Apparently she's going to be on the Graham Norton show October 15th. So if you folks have access to Graham Norton and all that, the show, and you want to see Jodie on the show, boom, October 15th is going to be the night she's on there. So, kind of cool, that they're finally going to get her out there in the public for some crazy reason. New book will tell the story leading up to the Doctor Who's 2005 return. Okay, it says right here, this book has been assembled from extensive research and over 30 interviews with those involved in the various stages of the story, including Julie Gardner, Jane Tranter, Mal Young, Lorraine Heggessy, and Alan Yintub. Okay, it will be available in November from the website of 10 Acre Films. So if you're into behind-the-scenes things, want to hear about the story of how this all came about, the 2005 return, then it's a kind of a nice thing to pick up. All right, and lastly, yes, this is the Sun, but sadly in this case, it's true. Barrowman has been fired from Dancing on Ice after sexual misconduct he did in 2008. All because Noel Clarke allegedly, and I'll put that in big words, allegedly couldn't keep it in his pants, and somehow Noel Clarke strolling through this while John Barrowman's the one up there, basically on the firing line taking all the heat. And I still can't get over that. How in the name of hell did Noel Clarke getting busted suddenly lead to John Barrowman's career being destroyed? For stuff he apologized for stuff he'd already been reprimanded for stuff he hasn't done in over a decade. And then sadly, that's the way the world is. You so much as tell a fart joke back in 2008, and next thing you know, your butt's on the line and being hung. And it's just kind of scary. So that's what we're going to end on, sadly, is the fact that, yeah, Barrowman, but now apparently he is going to be back to host it. Let's scroll down here a bit. And it's just amazing me how he's getting screwed over so bad over something he did, like a decade ago. Or more than a decade, actually, wait a minute, what? What? Oh, God. You see just some of the craziness on there? But apparently he's going to be back for that all-star show, so... All right, I love this. When co-star Noel Clarke was alleged to have sexually harassed and groped in the string room. And it's like... but he said that Barrowman would expose himself every 5... That's like me saying, yeah, teacher, I farted in class, but he's the one who normally does it. Oh, God. Yeah, he did it last week. He apologized for it and it hasn't happened again, but all right, so they'll be working with him again as host of the forthcoming All-Star Musical specials. Yeah, let's see if that actually happens. Elizabeth Jack, he hasn't continued the behavior. That's the point. Okay? The point is he was reprimanded for it. He was warned. He did not do it again since 2008 that we know of. Yes, but still, he apologized back in 2008. How long is it going to go on? Why don't we just take him out in the back and shoot him? That way he'll be happy. You see what I mean? For stuff you did 14 years ago. But, all right, Elizabeth Jack, I want you to justify to me why John Barrowman's in trouble when it was Noel Clarke was the one being brought up on charges. Or, well, not exactly charged yet. How is it that Noel Clarke getting caught out has suddenly got John Barrowman in trouble? Allegedly he did on air. I don't know. I wasn't there. Were you there? Now, Stephen Amell apparently said he did. But the thing is, like I said, it was behind the scenes. It was in private. And once again, that was years ago. So basically what Elizabeth here is saying, let's say she says a dirty word. In 10 years from now, I can walk into her place of employment and say, well, you apologized for it, but you said a dirty word, something that offended some people, so now you're fired. And you'll never work in this industry again. Sound fair? Doesn't to me. Especially when you had people who've said things on Twitter decades ago, and someone actually goes through the trouble of scanning through all that history to find it. Like they did with the guy who played the elongated man on The Flash. Something he said over a decade ago on Twitter. And something he already apologized for then. He wasn't doing it, Liz. Sorry, you can't use that argument. He was not doing it ever since. You have no reports of him doing anything inappropriate after what he allegedly, and we even use that word, on the set of Arrow. So you can jump up and down and say I'm wrong all day, but thanks for playing. You've just shown me how much, hatred you have in heart for this poor guy that you don't even know. Now, allegedly, he apparently did and said some bad things apparently this last week, Cincinnati Comic-Con. They're claiming he got snotty with some of the people behind stage. Problem is, I don't know that. I wasn't there. You weren't there. And it's funny how nobody else mentioned it, so nobody else apparently was offended. And it just ticks me off because it's going to get to the point in this society where, yeah, I agree with you, Phoenix. Yeah, but it was over something he said on Twitter that somebody had to go find from like over a decade ago, that the elongated man actor got fired. And I'm like, you mean something he said a decade ago that he even apologized for because he didn't even remember doing it? People grow, people change. Yeah, because exactly, nobody complained. But what did they say to him first? I don't know. Like I said, that was a while ago. But the thing is, Barrowman never did it again on any of the British sets. And nobody complained about it on air if it did take place. Like I said, I think I remember Stephen Amell talking about it. But, like I said, no one was offended. It's like, people, grow up. Like I said, this is why you're never going to see a good movie like Caddyshack. You're never going to see Animal House again. Hell, Blazing Saddles, kiss that shit goodbye. You're never going to see anything on that level. Because we are literally to a point in our society where you so much as, do an armpit fart in public, you're going to be taken out and have a scarlet letter carved on your head. It's ridiculous. Freedom of speech? That died a long time ago. Freedom of speech. They should put the Constitution in a museum. A museum of things that don't exist anymore. It's like, this died back in... Exactly. I agree with you. The social media has gone just plain crazy. Exactly. Were you there? Then how could you be offended? It's like, and even then, it's a wiener. Ugh. And I won't go into any more detail on that. This ain't Oscar Hagen we're talking about, or this is Oscar Mayer. I know, you so much as look at somebody funny and you're offended. Somebody's offended now and you're in trouble. It's like, ugh. It's just plain frightening is what it is. Yep. Exactamundo, Philip. You nailed it. That's exactly what it was. Well, John was doing better than I was. And suddenly, you don't see Noel Clarke's name anywhere, do you? I haven't seen one article about Noel Clarke in months. It's just fascinating to me. Oh, what world crazy that we live in. I can't say that because it'll offend X. I can't say that because it'll offend Y. Z wasn't too happy about it either. All right. Burn him at the stake. Oh. Sorry, I'm getting political again. I got to get off that. So basically, I just wanted to update. Also, we had that teaser thing come out with the jammed up television thing, apparently. And I'm like, say about blankety blank and all that. And I'm like, I don't know. I think they could have done better for a teaser. Why ain't we got a trailer yet? Series 13 is supposed to be right around the corner. And, it's just crazy. I know, Noel Clarke not only threw him under the bus, he's the guy driving it at this point. Okay, Kevin. Now, I saw that article about, Billy Piper. But the reason I didn't go over it is because we've heard this kind of stuff before. Ask any former Doctor Who companion going all the way back to Carol Ann Ford, and she's going to tell you the exact same thing. If they had a good enough story and the circumstances are right, she'd be more than happy to reprise the role. So, like I said, that's why I didn't go over it, because it's the same old story, same old song and dance, my friend. I'm not kidding. It's the same thing going all the way back to the classic companions. All of them have wanted to come back. But as I brought up in the one podcast last week, or earlier this week, sorry, the only two classic companions you've had back on the modern show, and I'm talking Doctor Who, is Sarah Jane and K9. Now, meanwhile, over on Sarah Jane Adventures, you had Katie Manning pop back up, and there was going to be all these other characters that were going to pop back up. And sadly, Elizabeth Sladen passed away, and none of that happened. Also, apparently, they were going to bring Sophie Aldred on the season 2 of Class, which is why she was in the audios. But like I said, it just seems like everything's lined up against poor Sophie. I don't know, it just never happens. Like I said, it's just, oh man. All right, to minimize the negative press. Oh yeah, no matter what they put out there, like I said, Peter Jackson could step in. Even if they got Joe Michael Straczynski, it'd be all over the place that, oh yeah, he's a talented guy and showrunner, but he's an American. We can't have that. Like I keep telling people, the only reason RTD's back is it was a Hail Mary. There was nobody else who wanted this show, period. Other than John Michael Straczynski, but it's like, how serious was he really when he's already behind the scenes on the reboot of Babylon 5 for the CW? And I'm really hoping so, Philip. Yeah, because from everything we've heard, it's looking like October 31st for the Series 13 premiere, which would put them in a perfect position to get, the 6 episodes done before Christmas. So, okay, no, those were stand-ins. I don't count that. Also, that was just to transition them over. And also, that wasn't the original actors. I mean, as in like a full-on return, not just fill-ins for that. Now, technically, yeah, you could say that Polly and, oh God, I'm blanking. Was that Steven or was that, I'm sorry, my brain's blanking on me. Yeah, they had, and the thing is, I die laughing because, wow, that's weird. Polly suddenly got a foot and shorter and, it could be that RTDs come in because if the story, thank you. It was it was Ben Jackson. Thank you. Because like I said, very sorry. It's just, I got to keep up on that stuff. Yeah, Ben Jackson. Played originally by Michael Craze, who sadly left us too many years ago. But yeah, I'm talking companion return as in modern day. I'm talking like, revisiting them. See what they're up to now. Not, well, we needed a couple fill-ins because we're transitioning from another episode. Was it Ben Jackson or was it Steven? I think I said, oh God, now I got to go check. Because I think Steven was out of there before 10th Planet. I got to go back and look. It's been a while since I watched My Hartnell. I'm very sorry to say, but yeah, Steven had a lot of good audios. I got to say that. Like I said, I think there's some kind of top secret handshake that happened between Big Finish and the BBC, where you keep this ground and we'll stay on. Keep out of our lawn, we'll stay off yours. And even as you heard Mackenzie Flores say, when she wanted to write a script for Big Finish, there were certain limits, like you can't use any of these companions, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's what's going on with the main Doctor Who show. And it's kind of sad, too, because Carol Ann Ford wanted to come back, William Russell wanted to come back. And what they do, oh, look, he's the parking guard in Adventure in Space and Time. Oh, look, there's Carol Ann Ford. She's the woman shouting like a fishwife for her kids. And I'm like, was I supposed to be excited about that? Ugh. Don't get me wrong. I love Adventure in Space and Time. Beautiful story, well written and well told. Very good recounting of, how the show came to be. And I was always hoping that Gatiss would do like, a chapter 2, do like the Troughton years, and keep it going. It was Ben Jackson. I haven't watched Evil of the Daleks yet, I hate to say. I've been meaning to this week, but it's been a hell of a week. We've been running back and forth to Illyria for the last, couple weekends and just making sure we got some things tied up there I won't go into. But was it during the Savages? Okay, yeah, like I said, I gotta get recaught back up on my Hartnell Troughton era. It's just I tried to watch telesnaps, but I just couldn't get into them. I don't know why, but when I try to watch telesnaps sitting here on the monitor, I just conk out. I said, but animated ones I love. I can watch the animated ones all day. But there's a lot of great stuff out there, especially if you can find it on audio for Doctor Who. I especially love the fact they can touch back on other eras, and give them more, little more story. Like They did a lot of stuff with, heck, my brain just blanked on me. It happens, I'm getting old. I suck. Sarah Kingdom. See, it just shot into my head. You know, look at how long Sarah Kingdom was on the actual TV series, and yet you can go listen to, I can't remember how many dozen audios on Big Finish, you know, with her in the story. I did watch, yeah, you know, all right, the reason why they haven't done Marco Polo, and I had a friend of mine, well, I don't know if he is anymore, who explained this. It's because there are so many characters in certain scenes that you have to, and you got to animate them all, otherwise it looks kind of bad. Yeah, anybody here remember the original Lord of the Rings animation where they tried to throw guys in there who were obviously cutouts? Yeah. It would look like that otherwise. And so that's one of the reasons why they haven't done Marco Polo quite yet. I was really hoping Marco Polo would be found because it was the one that was most distributed of the lost episodes. You know, it's the most common one. You know, so you thought for sure by now they'd have found parts of it rather than what they did find. But these days, Philip Morris is boasting about his missing socks. Ugh. I found the left one today. It was in the bottom drawer next to my wife's underwear. I think this one's a classic. Or listening to Ian Levine's head explode. Oh, God, there's a guy who needs to be taken in for a head examination. Oh. Yeah, so they are, you know, I think what the reason why they switched style of animation is, though, and here's a little light at the end of the tunnel. I think they said with this particular style of animation, they might be able to pull it off. So, we'll have to see. Oh, heck. Yeah, Philip Morris, yeah, is yet another, you know, era hater, and him and his little buddy Ian Levine, who, I used to respect Ian Levine till I've seen how he behaves now. Oh, man. So glad I unfollowed that trash bag. Ugh. No, true. Galaxy 4 should be easy to do, yes. Okay. Let's see, was there anything else? I gotta figure out why my camera's not working. Maybe it's just loose, I'll have to see, or maybe it's something going on. Alright, here's the thing. A lot of people have been speculating over this about what's going to go on with the 60th anniversary, with this being the end of Jodie's tenure. And the thing is, my theory is this is what they could do. They could postpone Jodie's regeneration the same way they did with Peter Capaldi's. So that way, you know, they don't have to worry about throwing a new Doctor into an anniversary special. And like I said, and that's why I died laughing when I saw this article up the other day. Russell T Davies has dropped hints of his new vision for Doctor Who. And I'm like, dude, you are so full of crap, you're making my septic system look empty. And it hasn't been emptied in a few years. Because there's no way in hell you've got some grand, glamorous insight into what RTD is going to do with this show. Because his writing style has changed. He's matured quite a bit in a lot of areas. You know, his writing's only got better, is what I mean. So he could be coming at this from a whole different angle than what people are expecting. I'm dying laughing because you got all these guys out there who've somehow pictured RTD as in the blue uniform on top of the horse with his bright, big cavalry hat coming in to ride in, and he's going to turn Doctor Who into everything they ever wanted because they just can't stand that Chibnall guy. I die laughing. All the writing was crap. I'm like, we've had how many different writers over the last few years? Yet you're telling me every single script was crap when Chibnall didn't write all of them. Oh, yeah, let's focus back to Series 10, shall we? Not exactly a winner there. I don't know. Jodie's contract is up. So if she decides to stay on for the 60th, they're going to probably have to sign her on for an extension. Because I think she's pretty much done as of the centenary special. Yeah, a lot of people are like, Chibnall got forced out. I go, guys, do the math. Chibnall took over in 2017. It's now going to be, when he leaves, 2022. It was a 5-year contract, guys. He didn't quit. He just said, but I'm out of here, which is what he's been wanting to do. Ugh. You honestly think this guy's going to hang around? You got this sliver of the fandom who's saying that he's the worst thing, that he practically came in and, molested their dog and ate their cat and, oh, my other favorite one, raped their childhood. Jesus H. Jones. I saw a lot of the same stuff when they were showing stuff for the Transformers movie. I'm like, exactly. Now, they could give him a little carte blanche because I think he's being brought in to fill a gap. That's my theory. Yeah, but you got to admit, not all of the episodes were bad. Like I said, there's always episodes that pop up here and there that are good. Just like you're always going to have one that royally sucks. I'm not kidding. Oh, God, just to name a few. Let's flash back to the classic era, shall we? Time Lash. Oh, God. One of my guilty favorites, Horns of the Nymon. Yeah, he painted the cat's butt. I like that one. Okay, I'm stealing that one. But, oh, man, some of the complaints I've heard are just way out of left field. And I'm like, guys, welcome to the minority. It's a very rough neighborhood. I used to live there. It got boring after a while. Because I was one of the 10 people on planet Earth who think Day of the Doctor was total crap. I'm sorry. I could eat a can of alphabet soup and shit a better script than that. But I'm one of the minority in that. And like I said, after a while, you blow enough hot air. It's like, what's the point? Let go of it and move on. Ugh. Well, guys, it is going on a half hour, and it's coming up on 9:15. And oh, okay. That's from Beavis and Bud. Uh-oh. I hope Mike Judge don't sue me. Like he even knows I exist. That guy's making more money than God between King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, and yeah. Fortunately, yeah, but you're right. RTD does have a major cannon on his hip, and that is Julie Gardner. Julie Gardner, as I said in this week's Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, if Julie Gardner were to suddenly come on television live and announce that she has mounted an X-ray laser on the moon, and it's going to vaporize planet Earth next week, I'd be scared, because this woman can do it. I'm not kidding. This is one of them ladies out there in the business who can get shit done. Yeah, and you saw it back when her and Russell were running the show. Because, as I've stated 100 billion times, when they were running the show, they were running Doctor Who, Torchwood, and the Sarah Jane Adventures there for a while simultaneously. Never once had a skip season, never once had a partial season. And all the scripts were still coming in good and on time. Ugh. Maybe I did, Eric.
I might have farted. I feel gassy.
Also, this chair is new. Well, it's not the same old chair I'm used to be in, and it kind of creaks a bit. Not as bad as the old one did, but if you go like this, it'll make some interesting noises. Like I said, we're in early days yet, so no. Like I said, no. I agree with you on that one. No more Rose Tyler. Rose Tyler has literally been done to death. And it's like we've got so many other characters out there who've been left by the wayside, that we could go back to. Well, guys, it is coming up on 35 minutes in. I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just found out this week. This week I'm going to be working 6 9-hour days in a row. So I'm going to be a very cheery soul before I get to Saturday afternoon. But I'll try to stay on top of things. I'll try to keep my ear to the grindstone. I'll let you know if I hear anything more. Like I said, please take care of yourselves and each other. Be careful out there in the world. It's a crazy place. And you just never know what's going on. So, Everyone, please have a good one. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm running out of here. Well, I'd wave bye to you, but my camera's not coming up right now. I got to go find